Road signs of music. Now that we all have GPS on our cell phones, it's easy to get from one place to another. Unfortunately, there's no GPS for music, and you need to learn the road signs of music to navigate safely through a song. Once you learn 6 basic road signs of music, you can find your way from the first measure to the last measure of your music with no difficulty. I recommend that you always familiarize yourself with a piece of music before you start. One of the first things to do is glance through it to find the road signs markings and make a mental note of them because they're going to guide you through the music. I know it must be very distressing when you're sitting in choir and you get lost in a piece of music because you're not sure what these signs and symbols mean. You look at your neighbor to see when to turn the page. When you will familiarize yourself with the road signs of music, you'll be the one to help them know when to turn the page. The 6 road signs you will want to learn are DC, da capo, coda, segno, dal segno, which is DS, repeat signs, and endings. DC on a piece of printed music means da capo, or literally to the head or to the beginning. Let me click it. It means go back to the beginning, and then at the second time to coda, go to the coda. Let's look at the coda. The coda is a circle or an O with a crosshair drawn in it. It simply means the tail of the music or the beginning of the final section of music. And we'll look at several signs that are going to direct you to the coda. The segno. The segno is a symbol that indicates a bar line to which you will be returning at some point in the music. You should make a mental note of its location because you will be back here eventually. So when I roll over it, it does say stop. Make mental note. Now we're going to click on DS, and DS stands for dal segno, or to the segno, and the segno, of course, is the sign, and you continue from the sign once you get to the sign. When the instruction is DS al coda, go back to the segno, and then at the second time to coda, go to the coda. Sometimes the instruction is DC al coda, which means go back to da capo, the beginning, the head, and then at the second time to coda, go to the coda. Repeat signs. Repeat signs come in pairs. The purpose is to get you to sing or play the same measures again. The second repeat sign sends you back to the first repeat sign. Repeat signs are variations of double bar lines. The first repeat sign has 2 dots to the right of the double bar, one above and one below the center line of the staff. Its partner is just the opposite, with the dots to the left of the double bar. Always notice the first repeat sign since you will be coming back. This is going to show you the green rectangle represents the measure, and so you play all the way over to the repeat, and then you go down to the next staff. Endings. In this case, first ending and second ending. Repeat signs and endings are shortcuts used to avoid reprinting identical measures. At the end of the first ending, repeat back to the repeat sign, then skip the first ending and go straight to the second ending. Occasionally, there may be as many as 4 or 5 endings. They are treated in the same manner. So you can see basically what first ending and second endings look like. Let's click on Practice Score and show you how the road signs of music work with a piece of music. And you'll see the green measure that goes to the first ending and then back to the repeat sign and then jumps to the second ending. And then as we pass through the segno, we know we're coming back here eventually. And we see the second time to coda, but this is the first time. We jump down to the bottom score, and we have the DS al coda, dal segno back to the sign. And then we continue from there until it says second time to coda, and we jump down to the coda, and then the song's over. And that is fine, which means finished, not fine as in good.